entrepreneurs follow you as well. So it'd be cool, man, to just kind of share a little bit about what it was like for you at 17, when you started,
Yeah, absolutely.
get some people to really.
Hi everyone, I'm Megan here at the JMAZ lighting booth at NAMM 2020 in Anaheim, California.
JMAZ lighting, booth 11946. Yes, sir. Let's give it up to our light designer, Edgar Gonzalez, in the building. This is a pair of the ADCO series moving heads valued at $1,100. Make sure you enter your information to win. See you today, an hour before the end of the show for the drawing. Have an amazing day.
I don't
visiting our booth. For more information, visit jmazlighting.com and see you next year.
What's up, guys? This is Victor with JMAZ Lighting. Once again, week number 7, guys, bringing you a series of videos, Facebook live stream titled Light Up the Future. Today is May 15th, 2020. Thanks to everybody who's plugged in right now, and thanks to everyone that's going to be watching us later. Guys, we hope that, we're getting closer to the end of this lockdown. And, we want to give thanks to everybody, guys, everybody, the food industry, all of our law enforcement, guys, everybody in the medical field, waste management, right? All of these essential businesses that are out there working in spite of, right, the virus that's going on. And again, so hey, look, we just want to thank everybody that's plugging in. Make sure that you take the time to comment either now or later. Once you watch us later, we will take the time to watch this video later and answer your questions. Post your questions, post your comments. We want to make sure that we answer that for you. We also are going to be selecting a lucky winner from our comments section to give them a free swag bag where we're going to put in a couple of goodies in there for you and ship them out to you guys. We want to welcome our special guest today. We have Tom Capo, owner of KPODJ.com. Tom, how are you?
Hey, Victor, how you doing? Good over
Wonderful.
here.
Guys, we also want to give welcome to the world famous and YouTube phenomenon, Bayardo Rugama, better known as DJ BARR from BARR Entertainment. BARR, how you doing, brother?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be on with you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, guys. How are things going for you guys over there in the quarantine? You guys, what are you guys doing to stay afloat, busy, distracted? I know that after 30 days, you start just like chewing the inside of your cheeks, wondering what the heck's going on.
Yeah,
yeah. Go for it. I'll follow up.
I mean, it's just Groundhog's Day over here, where they're all kind of mushing together day after day. It's same thing, different day, and we're doing what we can with helping people out with studio gear and hoping that we can bring some lighting to accent some of the studio stuff and to get people ready to get back to work. But it's on the personal side, it's mostly just hanging out and getting ready for the lockdown to end and get back to normal life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as far as for me, the first couple of weeks, I was kind of in disbelief. I'm like, oh, okay, this will be a short thing. It'll be like a month or so, and then we'll get back to work. So the first couple of weeks, I was more or less just bumming it, just hanging out, sleeping in. And then they were like, all right, here's another month. And then I'm like, oh man, I need to start hustling. So I've been keeping myself busy. I've been trying to crank out more videos lately, in attempts to try to maintain some sort of income coming in. But it's been a challenge, especially just waking up every day trying to figure out something to shoot. It's definitely challenging.
Yeah, and for all the viewers, man, if you guys don't know, we've got New Jersey in the house. I mean, we've got KPODJ from Hopatcong, New Jersey, guys. These guys have a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge. They have almost 20 years in the industry. These guys are family owned and operated. And the cool thing about them is that not only are they an authorized JMAZ dealer, but they also offer a DJ service. These guys also offer DJ equipment rentals in the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania area. Make sure you guys, call them, text them, fax them, right? That's the cool thing about a family-owned business. You guys can text these guys still, and with social media nowadays, there's no reason for people to get back to you at least the same day, not immediately, but at least the same day, right? And what can I say about DJ BARR, you guys? I mean, this guy offers a full entertainment service in the Monmouth County, New Jersey area. These guy has over 35 5-star reviews on Google Business. And this guy, not only does he do a mobile service, guys, this guy leases a state-of-the-art office. I mean, that speaks volume for customers. It beats having to meet them at a Starbucks or a McDonald's. It's like, yeah, come on down to my facility and let's chat, right? Guys, this guy today is now a YouTube phenomenon. He educates, he reviews, right? And most importantly, you guys, he empowers and inspires the masses. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. Make sure you like him on Facebook. And make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel. Get this, Couples Choice Award, 3 consecutive years. If this thing was going on for another year, he would have got 2020 as well. But let me tell you, over 105-star reviews from weddingwire.com. This guy is insane. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Bar, thanks so much for your wealth of information and the knowledge you're bringing out to this live stream, brother. We really appreciate it. Tom, you as well, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys. I mean, what do you guys look for? I don't know if you know when you set out to look for a light bar, what is it? Because I want to get kind of the input from Tom, right? An online retailer, obviously online store, and obviously a retail store as well. What do you look for in a light? Like when you set out to look for, because you know every light has its own purpose. Whether it's a beam, whether it's a wash, right? Whether it's an uplight. What do you look for?
Bar, you taking this first?
Sure. So, I mean, for me, my biggest thing is, I would say coverage. As as a mobile DJ, mobile is like, the biggest thing with me. So, when I'm looking for lights, I'm always looking for something that's super portable, but something that has coverage. So I'm looking for something that can do damage on the dance floor. So I'm looking for something that can cover a nice wide spread of dance floor. So I would say, something that I look for is a nice wash, more or less.
Absolutely. Tom, what about you from a store perspective?
Yeah, so I mean, although I don't DJ myself anymore, aside from a family friend or something asking for a DJ, but I have DJed in the past. I used to. That's really how we got started. Was originally a mobile DJ company that kind of turned into supply, and it was helpful to go through all the actual DJing, and it helped a lot on the retail side because I would think about how I would personally use it, and I'm a big fan of small, lightweight, portable. I like things that had multiple uses. If I thought I could use it for a wedding and for a sweet 16, it was a light that I'd be interested in. A lot of the wash lights that you could do, uplights with, dance floor washing with, outdoor, indoor. When you have DMX capabilities, if you have more, I guess the features that allow you to use it in multiple applications is the biggest thing I would look for.
Very cool. I know, Bar, you're following the comment section, but I also want to, a lot of guys on there, they're hollering at you. They're saying, what's up? You also want to say, Francisco Solano, he says he hopes he's the lucky winner. Alex Cruz says, what's up, Victor and DJ Bar? And then Janice is saying, what's up, DJ Bar? So there's a lot of your guys here, Bar, man. They're keeping tabs on you, man. DJ Envy, DJ Iques, Esteban del Rio says, ¿Qué onda, Bar? Samuel Martinez says, I'm ready for this. My next moving heads and pars are going to be JMAZ. Thank you, Samuel. Hit us up. We'll give you more information on them. So, a lot of the things we want to, I know you guys haven't personally seen the Halo family of lights from JMAZ. I'm sure you have, Tom. I don't know if you've seen them like at any of the trade shows. They debuted at LDI in Vegas last year, and they made quite an impact. There was a lot of people who kind of came by, saw them, and they were like, man, I've never seen anything like this before. And so they were very intrigued. I mean, some of them even wanted to buy them off the display, and we're like, we can't just take them down. They're almost 20 feet in the air. So, that's the kind of impact that the JMAZ lighting line has on people. It's just something different. It's a niche product that, that when it comes out, that's the kind of impact we want to have on people. But I guess this will be a question for both of you guys. And you could take it, however you want, as far as like who answers first. But when you see a light like this, Bar and Tom, like what first question comes to mind? Like when you see it and you go, I wonder this about this light.
Yeah, I mean, so my biggest thing, because those lights have so many LEDs. Can you do some sort of like pixel DMXing? Can you actually pinpoint what lights you want to turn on, or how's that work? Because I see that there's like different programs. Like I see the wash, I believe that one is. It's coming out, 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 out. So can you go in and pixel map and make designs?
It doesn't have the pixelated function, kind of like our Pixeltron does, but it does have up to 41 channels of DMX access to them, so that you could create a nice show with them. What else pops out at you, Bar?
They look big too, man. They look. I've seen my friend Brandon. He did a review on it. I saw his, and I could kind of get scale based on his head, because they're really big. What's the actual size of that?
Well, they're 11.2 inches in diameter, and this is the inner diameter. I know some people measure like from ear to ear. They'll measure it from like the ear to where the handle is. And if you measure it that way, it's a little over 15 inches. But if you just measure the lighting area, the rim, the diameter where the LEDs are, that's an 11.2 inch diameter. So yeah, it is big. But then again, Brandon has a little bit of a smaller head. You know, he's kind of built, you know, right?
Yeah, you
He's
put me
not
next
like,
to that thing, I'll
yeah.
tower over it.
I was gonna say that too. If you put it next to my head, you'll have a different perspective, right? But yeah, but the size is massive, and again, it's so lightweight. It is constructed of this engineering grade nylon material, which is pretty cool because, you know, not only is it fire retardant, but it's also corrosion resistant, which also makes it really lightweight. And so, you know, I mean, besides the size, what else would you say? I mean, you know, they look a little different, but internally they are kind of the same light.
Right.
What else
That was
pops out?
that was my other question. What are the difference between the LEDs between the two? Because I see the watch has bigger LEDs than the strobe.
Yes, the watch itself has 90. It has 90 RGBW. So get that, they're quad LEDs. They both have RGBW LEDs on them. The wash has got 90 of the LEDs in it, and right in front of the LED, it has like this diffuser, like the honeycomb type material to diffuse and give it a better angle, make it a little brighter. Though the strobe, the Q4 strobe, has 921. Get this, 921 of the 5050 SMD LED chips on there. So these are the surface mount type LEDs. And the cool thing about those is that they're the brightest in the family of the 5050 SMD chips. They're the brightest out of all of them. And you could do crazy things with them. I mean, at one point, if we wanted to sort of pixelate this, those were the type of LEDs you can do that with. But the cool thing about, and the reason for all of the different LEDs, it's because it allows us for the purpose that we wanted to build them for. And the function we wanted them to have was, we wanted them to have a very smooth color mixing. I mean, as you could see, you know, the strobe has got this really nice smooth color mixing, and that's perfect for theater, for production, for filming industry, because besides what you see, there's also this 16K refresh rate, which is good for cameras and things like that. You know, the 32-bit dimming effect, again, it's great for production, for theater use. And when you see it on like a mobile DJ performance, it just stands out. I mean, think about an FX bar, right? You know, vertically mounted with this thing at the top, and having four of those, just kind of two on each side of a DJ performance, and you know, you running your DMX program on them, it would just look amazing, right? But that's kind of the main difference between the two, right? It's the LEDs. You've got LEDs on one, and then you've got SMDs on the other one. Now, the reason for that too, it's the wash gives you a 25-degree beam angle. The strobe, on the other hand, has got a 120-degree beam angle, because it's built differently, because there's so many of those LEDs in there, the 921 SMD chips. That's what gives this thing, that's what makes them differently. But some of the programs are very similar within them. Besides that, Bar or Tom, whatever you guys want to, you know, ask about these particular lights when you see them up close at first.
Well, I've seen them both at trade shows, but it's sometimes hard to understand how they look in a real venue. have you tried using the strobe in a like a 300 person venue, and how many would you need to properly wash and strobe the dance floor?
You know what? With the strobe having 200 watts and the wash having 180 watts, I think that two of these on a 300 person venue would be perfect. I don't know if you saw the like the video we have of NAM 2020 when the strobe kicks. I mean, we must have had either 8 of these up there, but then we're up almost 20 feet in the air as well, and the coverage on those things was just phenomenal. I mean, it's crazy how this light goes from like this subtle ring halo type effect to all of a sudden, boom, like the strobing just in your face type of deal. It's just a whole nother level.
Yeah, it looks like you get some cool eye candy with a few of them, and then yeah, the strobe. But two of them for a big room, that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on where you put them and how high you mount them to it. Because if you put them kind of low, facing people straight into their faces, it'll be less of a coverage versus
Right.
mounting them up high at an angle. You know what I mean? So depends on how you put them up there. Anything else, Bart? You got for us? We can't hear you, brother. Your microphone's probably muted.
Oh, sorry. What's the DMX like on these? How low? What kind of functionalities am I getting with the DMX options?
Well, you could go as low as 6 channels. You could go 9 channels. You could go 36. You could go 41. And the cool thing, I'm glad you bring this up, is that we have this thing called RDM, which is remote DMX addressing. I'm sure you're familiar with that, where it allows you to mount, if you have these things mounted on a rig up high, and when you go to program them, you can remotely address the light without having to go up to the light and manually inputting the address. So it's got this remote DMX addressing function called RDM, which is really cool.
How do you actually do that though? How would you address it remotely?
Through your DMX programming, what we could do is we could put together like a how-to video so that people can get a chance to do that.
That's
But through your
amazing.
yeah, it's really cool actually. I mean, a lot of people don't know that you could, or that something like that does exist. But
Yeah.
that's one cool feature about a light like this.
Yeah, that's a game changer because something like that, one of the biggest things I see guys like sending me questions about is about DMX, and a lot of the issues that they have is just getting everything set up. Like if you mess up a DMX address, if you mess up the how many DMX mode your DMX mode, that's gonna throw off your whole program. And
Yeah,
so I get guys
everything.
messaging me that constantly. So having something that allows you to just remotely do that is a game changer. Just because especially in the mobile world, a lot of guys don't know anything about that. They'll type in the DMX, but don't know they have to change the channels. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. So I mean, it's really cool. But I mean, one of the things I do, like about your YouTube channel toolbar is you do a lot of product reviews, and you go in depth as far as the stuff that you're using. Um, I mean, I know you're very young in the game too, right? I mean, you've been at it for a while now, but I've always wondered, man, like how old are you?
I'm 27 now. I'm 27. I
And you've been
started
doing this for how long?
I started 10 years ago. So I started when I was 17 doing this.
17. That's cool, man. I mean,
Yeah.
tell us about what it was like. I mean, I know a lot of the viewers, I know a lot of the people who subscribe to your channel and follow you on Instagram. They're young, up and coming entrepreneurs and entertainers themselves. Tell us what it was like for you at 17. Like, what were some of the obstacles you had to overcome in that process?
I mean, when I first started, I wanted to do nightclubs and stuff, but it's a learning process. The DJing is not something that you get up and like, all right, I'm gonna go DJ at a nightclub now. It's so difficult. So I started just doing just house parties for me and my friends, family parties, and barbecues and stuff like that. Eventually, I got into a bar, and then eventually from that bar, I got into a lounge, and then eventually from that lounge, I moved up to nightclubs and stuff like that. And then I was doing the nightclub scene for about 5 years, I would say, and then about 3, 4 years ago, then I made the transition into doing mobile stuff.
I see. And at one point during your career, did you say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do? Like from now on. Like what point was that?
Well, I mean, as far as DJing, I didn't know that it was gonna be uh like such a big part of my life. You know, when I started when I was in high school, it was just a hobby, just a bedroom guy. And then after high school, I started college and I started DJing bars and stuff, and I started making some money. So I'm like, okay, there's some money to be made here. And then I just, you know, somewhere in like my sophomore year of college, I was just DJing so much that I'm like, okay, I'm done with college. So I left college to just do the the DJ thing.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I never said this is what I'm gonna do. It just kind of happened organically. But you know, this is all I know. I've been doing it for so long that this is I essentially I have to succeed at it more or less because this is the only thing I know how to do.
At this point, it was just burn the bridges, huh? Blow up the
Yeah,
boat, burn the bridges, and this is where we're
yeah,
staying.
yeah.
That's
So it's
crazy.
just
I
so it's
know,
no
and
turning
then
back.
we got Tom. I mean, Tom, you started as right DJing yourself as well. I think that, I mean, me personally, guys, this is what I love about this business is that everyone that I've met in the industry, whether you're, you know, the owner of a store, whether you work for a lighting company, it's crazy how we all somehow started DJing ourselves. And in the process, we were like, hey, you know, I could use these lights. Kind of like Tom said earlier, when I look at a light, I think, how can I use it in one of my rigs, or how would I have used it in one of my rigs at any given point in time? Because, you know, just like, you know, like Tom, I kind of did the same thing. I lived in an apartment with my parents growing up, and the upstairs neighbors had a DJ system, and they would play that thing almost all day every day, and it was loud. And for my parents, for some reason, were like always mad about like the noise they were making, but not me. I kind of sat back and I enjoyed it. I was like, what are these guys doing up there, you know? So, you know, you started, you know, DJing, and then at one point did you say, you know what, we're getting so busy, people are asking us about the service, the lighting? Like, what was it like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had a similar. I think it was in middle school. I thought the DJ was cool, and I was volunteer to help him set up because I was often there at the school dances early for doing things where my parents are volunteering or wherever. So I'd always volunteer to help the DJ set up or break down, and was super interested in all the equipment when I was like 10, 12. And I started when I was 14, and um, I had always I didn't have money to buy the gear, so I was always working with. Um, I was trying to network to with other people that needed gear to see if we could get it in at cheaper rates and buy in bulk and that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden people started just calling me when we weren't trying to buy gear for ourselves. They were kept calling me for help sourcing equipment. And then I mean, I figured I was just going to do both, help with the supply side and DJ, and then the supply side really just took off too much um, to to really handle both. And now we just anybody looking for DJs. Some of our employees are DJs, so we just uh, they do side work on the weekends. So it's perfect to hand off the gigs to them. And um, it's was pretty organic. It's just how it happened. It just whatever went with the flow, and yeah.
Absolutely. So that's kind of you know, kind of like where we are. Sorry, let me read some of the comments here. I know they're coming in. We got Arthur Brannigan. Arthur, thank you, brother. You're always on our live streams. We appreciate that, man. He's saying mobile DJing, and that's where the money's at. Arthur Brannigan also says, funny thing is, I always loved lights. He says, I started DJing to pay for more lights. He says, that's why I'm a video DJ. I'm all about the visual show. Now I put shows on for famous people, and he loves it. So that's pretty cool, Arthur. I know we had a long conversation over at DJ Expo last year, man. We hit it off right away. Arthur actually won two of the ADCO series 100 lights. at our daily giveaway that we do. And he liked them up there so much that he says, "Can I buy another pair from you?" So he actually bought. He won a pair. He bought a pair, and then he also bought a pair of the Firestorm F3 cold spark machines. And he says he absolutely loves them. Always giving us his input, man. Thank you, Arthur. And so, Tom, it's crazy how you talk about always DJing on the side, kind of weekend things. That's one thing I love about DJing is that it fits in perfect, because if you do have a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and either whether it's for side income, whether it's for fun, or because you're just trying to buy more lights, kind of like Arthur said, it's always good to have these weekend type deals. I mean, till this day, I have a corporation that would have me do their gigs once a month every month, and these guys would pack it out from anywhere between 300 to about 750 people, and depending on how many people they were going to have, that's the size of the venue that they would rent out. So I would go from just using a couple of the FX bars to actually using 4 of the Atco series moving heads and totem mode and stuff like that. um, so that's what's cool about DJing. That's kind of how I got started myself. I liked it. It was just the rush that you get, right? The adrenaline that you get from, like, okay, I gotta load up my truck, and then I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna set up, and then just to see it all happening, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got a dance floor full of people just enjoying themselves. I think that's what fills us up as performers, as entertainers, right? But one thing I'm curious about is this, Bar. How do you sell your light package? How do you put it together for your customers? Do you go, well, I normally bring in 2 lights, but here's what more lights could do for you? Is that, just let's share that for a lot of the viewers out there who are wondering how, DJ Bar does it when it comes to packaging lighting into their gigs.
Yeah, so everything is a la carte as far as lighting goes. So we'll show them this is what pretty much what it looks like with 2 lights. This is what it looks like with 4 lights. This is what it looks like with 6 lights. So you just kind of scale up, and then obviously with uplighting, you kind of show them before and after. Whether it be video or photos of how it can transform, and then we kind of guide them through, um, like if they have like a massive crowd coming, we tell them, okay, you're probably better off with 4 lights as opposed to 2 lights. But that's essentially how we do it. It's all a la carte. Some people are just like, hey, I like the uplighting. I'm not so sure about the club thing. So it's all about
Uh-huh.
finding the right. It's all about accommodating the clients appropriately.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely recommend the viewers to check out DJ Bar's YouTube channel. A lot of your setups are phenomenal, man. You could see the professionalism in those setups. I really like that about the stuff that you do. And
Yeah.
so,
Paul, have you calculated the amount of hours or days or years worth of YouTube videos you got?
I have
Sit
I have
down and start watching.
I have not. I mean, I've been doing it for so long. It's just like it starts adding up, but I have not calculated how long.
You know how many videos you got on your channel, roughly?
I do. So, I think I'm up at around the 350ish, 380ish. I'm between I'm somewhere in the 350s.
Wow. Yeah, and they're all super professional. So yeah, it's a lot of time you put into what do they say, like an hour of work for a minute of production or something like that when it
Yeah,
comes
man.
to.
It's it's crazy. The turnaround is super slow. I'll spend like 4 or 6 hours editing a video, so it's definitely a labor of love.
Yeah.
You got to enjoy it. It's not for everybody making the videos. Just because for sometimes you don't even like the money income as far as YouTube goes. It's not crazy. So you really do got to love what you do in order to keep doing it.
Right. Absolutely.
absolutely. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's like they say, right? Is when people say that it looks so seamless, that's what you're trying to get at when it comes to putting together a video. Is that they don't know what went on in the background to just kind of make those 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 minute videos happen, where it was countless hours of just capturing the material and then
Yeah.
stitching it together and making it so seamless for everybody to just sit there for 5, 10 minutes and enjoy it. So I think that's where the hard work is placed. So we've got a couple of other people here commenting. Ivan Mesa says, "What up, Bar? Where's the Red Bull?"
It's right here.
There it is.
It's funny how the audience catches on to like little quirky things that you do, and they're just like, you know, they'll see me drinking at like in 1 or 2 videos, or they'll see it in the background. They'll just call me out on it. It's crazy the level of attention that they pay to the videos.
Hey, Carlos Moreno was saying, he says, "Are the cold sparklers still illegal in California?" He says, "I remember the fire marshal at NAM next to the booth saying they are not allowed in California." But you know what? I don't know that I think it's specifically to any venue. I mean, the cold spark is not a pyrotechnic, so it doesn't necessarily generate a flame. And I think it's more about the venue itself, understanding what it is before they could say either bring it or don't bring it. I mean, we had fire marshal, we had convention center staff, security at what was it? It was LDI, but it was for other reasons. Our structure was still so high, so they were like, "How in the heck did you guys get this thing up there so high?" Right? But it was just for those reasons.
Yeah. Here in New Jersey, it's on a town by town basis. Like some towns will require that you have to get a fire marshal come in and check it out, make sure that you're using it safely and appropriately. And then there's some towns that are just like, whatever, I don't care.
All right, so here we go. We got DJ Books. He says, "JMAZ Lighting, 2 thumbs up. Thank you, brother." Let me see here. He says, "Ivan Mesa, thanks to BARR, I'm starting my YouTube channel." And he laughed, right? Ivan Mesa said, "Cheers, brother." Ivan Mesa said, "Arriba, Nicaragua."
Yeah. Damn, they know everything.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, that's what's cool, right? Hey, so were you born in Nicaragua, Bar, and came out here, or were you born here?
Yeah. I came here really little, but yeah, I was born in Nicaragua.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, man. So then, and then Tom, you're Italian, you're right?
I was born in America. I mean, my parents were too, but I'm
Italian background,
50% Italian background. Yeah,
because I know KPO is in Italian, right? It's capo for mafia boss.
Any kind of boss.
Is that really? You know, I was actually going to ask you. I was like, where did the KPO come from? I didn't know that that's what. So it's boss DJ, more or less.
Well, I mean, when you're 14 years old and naming a company, it's
but it's stuck, man. How long has the company been around now?
Since 2002.
Wow. Yeah, there's no turning back. It's KPO for life.
Yeah. Well, so it's like the last name is CAPO, and then but it's like in Italian it's pronounced capo, and in Americanized it's more capo. And so we
you know what, I thought that I was like, oh, it's just his last name abbreviated, but then I'm like, wait, it's with a C, not a K.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little more Americanized. We're capo, and then it probably was Ellis Island kind of cut short name. It was probably Capo Day something or other.
So should it be pronounced Capo or is it KPO? Like, how do you?
Well, for the website we call it KPO. We just all 5 letters, KPODJ.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, our last name probably in Italy, I don't know, generations ago was probably something longer, because usually it's other. I've seen other last Capo de Zuppe, I think, for like a boss, shoe boss or something like that. I think that's where they came from. Yeah. I'm not really sure though.
Victor, you did your homework, man.
Well, you know what? I mean, the thing is, I want to give you guys props, man. I mean, you guys are giving us, time of your day. And so, I want to give credit where credit is due. People get to know you guys a little better. I think that's what makes it more interesting. Is that, you want to learn about your guests so that you could properly introduce them, and it just make it right. Ultimately it's not about me, it's not about our lighting, it really is about all of us together. The industry is so small, we rely on each other so much, and people for some reason forget that. So that it's good to have industry friends and affiliates, so that way you can always be there for each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate you doing that, man. That's awesome. You really took the time and went into detail, went in depth with all of us. That's awesome.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boys don't believe me when I tell
Yeah.
them I went to bed at 4:30 in the morning, and you know, because
Yeah.
you probably can't see it, but you know, I've got, you know, take my notes and things like that.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I do, man. So I want people to know not just
Yeah.
about me, just about the lights, but also about you guys, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
so
I'm fascinated with the whole like interviewing thing. So I appreciate you doing that. I know it's a lot
also,
of hard work.
absolutely, brother. You
Yeah.
know, so I just want to kind of show a little bit about the 15 built-in programs that these lights have, and I'm gonna move the tripod here a little bit just so that people can see like the construction of the light. And I'm gonna grab this tripod here, right? I'm gonna turn the lights on just so that people can get a chance to see, you know, how the light is actually built, and you know, you guys get to see the material here. So this happens to be the halo strobe, and you know, I was telling you guys that the light itself is about 15 inches in diameter, not from ear to ear, but right. And so you see it's got a power con in and it's got a power con out, and right in the menu options. And again, I have this one facing down because I didn't want this one glaring at the other one back there, right? You know, kind of doing its thing. But I've got them both running just as a master slave kind of setup. And so this is how I wanted to just kind of go over some of the menu options real quick. So this would be, I know you can't see it, but that would be program number one, the one you see in the back. And I'm controlling this one right here right now. The other one's just kind of stay doing whatever it's doing. But this would be program number one. Then we would go to program number two. Let's see here. I may have taken it out of programming. Okay. And then you can also adjust the speed on it. I don't know if you could see that in the background.
I don't know if I'm getting the same camera view as everybody else, but I'm not seeing your handheld camera right now.
Do you see it, BARR? You're muted, brother.
Yeah. I'm seeing it, but I'm looking at I'm doing side by side with Facebook, so I'm looking at the Facebook.
Oh, maybe you gotta switch the
Okay.
camera.
Yeah.
The camera.
Yeah. On Facebook, I can see it clearly. I can see it changing. It's just because here on the Zoom call, it's a little too small for me to see.
Yeah. So that would be you know, you can change the speed on them so that you can get your effect going a little faster. That would be program number two. And then just to kind of take you through some of the things that it does, that would be program number three.
That's a nice eye candy.
And then this would be number four. Let me see if I can put it a little closer. It might be a little too bright from the angle that I'm doing it in.
Oh, there we go. We can see it.
You see that?
Yeah.
And so that's one of the built-in programs. And again, I mean, you could do all this through Dmx as well. And then let me see here. This would be number five. This would be number five. And again, you can adjust the speed in which it does this.
And that's 900 LED. LEDs.
Yeah, this is the 921 SMD chips on this fixture. This is the one that has 90. This is kind of right. And up close. And all the LEDs are RGBW. It's not like you have some red, some blue, some green, some white. They're all quad color LEDs. And
yeah, you could do. That's awesome.
You could really, really, really create some nice effects. Let me see if I could get into another cool program here. So this would be number six. And let me try and slow it down just so that the camera can catch it. Here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I can imagine 10 of these up on a truss.
Absolutely. So, you know, those are some of the built-in shows that these things have. It's got 15 of them on there, and you know, that's the construction on them. It's really cool. I mean, like I said, they make quite an impression. If you take a look at our NAM 2020 light show, you'll see how amazing these things look, and the kind of the kind of impression that they make, especially when the strobe comes through and it hits hard. It's ridiculous. So that's the one thing I like about these things, man. And I mean, a little more information about them as far as their weight goes. The wash is about 8.2, like 8 and a quarter, like 8 pounds for that one. And I think that the other one is probably, let me see. I know that one is about 7.1. So the strobe is about 7 pounds, and the wash is about 8 pounds. And again, that's that's what's cool about these lights. The remote DMX addressing is very cool. We'll definitely make a video so you can get an idea a little more about how that works. DMX 3-pin in and out, the 15 built-in programs, strobe function, and then you have the different beam angles. The wash has got a 25-degree beam angle, and the strobe has a 120-degree beam angle. So it's really cool. Arthur here was commenting. He was saying that in Toms River, New Jersey, the fire marshal wants to be on the premises when it comes to the fire cold spark machine.
I've never used them in Toms River. That's not too far from where I am.
Yeah, I think Arthur, you're also out there, right? In New Jersey. Yeah, Brannigan's also out there in New Jersey.
This is where it's at, man.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, DJ, let's see here. Moyo Alex Sanchez. He says, DJ Barr, something that you would change in the DJ industry. He's got a question for you.
Oh, that's a tough question. I saw that in the chat and I had to think about it. But I mean, putting me on the spot, like, when you're going through your day, you're like, oh, I hate when DJs do this. But being put on the spot, it's difficult. I guess one of my biggest things is I DJs are very, I feel like they're not so receptive to like new technology. Like I see it with the older guys, like it's turntables or the highway, it's this or the highway. Like I wish they were more open-minded when it came to new technology. Like I'm pro technology. I love new stuff.
Absolutely.
And
I feel like you go to some gigs sometimes and you're like, he's got the same night since 1999.
Yeah, it's just DJs are very like, this is what I use. Like nobody's changing, and I'm just like, come on, like, you gotta try new things.
And then, okay, so I guess that would also answer, because he immediately, Alex Sanchez says something that you dislike.
Yeah, I mean, again, you put me on the spot. That's a tough question to come up with on the fly. Like I always think about some when I'm like going through my day. Oh, I hate it. Or when I'm reading my YouTube comments, I'm like, oh man, here we go. But when you put me on the spot, it's just like I can't think of it.
Hey, we got here. Let's see here. Yeah, Arthur Brannigan. He says he is in Waretown, New Jersey. Wait. Well, I guess that was a joke, I guess, right?
No,
hey, yeah, exactly. So Esteban del Rio says the plates on the table is another effect. He's wondering if the plates on my table are another effect. I'm just taking up my wife's dining space, you guys. If she's got a clock over there and a timer, she's like, okay, you got 30 minutes before I kick you out of my dining room.
I mean, you were getting some nice table compliments there.
It is a nice table.
That's a long table too.
Yeah,
that thing sits 8. Well, a bench on one side and then 4 chairs on the other side. So yeah, she had this thing custom made from a lady locally who does woodwork. It took her about a year before she can actually find something she liked. Before that, we were just dealing with like the 3 bar table chairs over there, and this whole area was empty because I would tell her, when you're gonna get a dining table? And she's like, I haven't found one that I like. And so she finally found a lady here locally who makes them, like she hand builds them and she does woodwork. And she put that thing together for her, so she's very happy with it. But thanks for the compliments. So I mean, I guess we could wrap it up, you guys. I really want to thank you guys for your time. I mean, DJ Barr, Tom, anything else you guys want to share with us before we get out of here?
Oh, thank you. I was just gonna say thank you guys for having me. I can't wait till we're back in action. I can't wait to see you guys at the shows. I miss it. I miss it. So thank you guys for everything, and thank you for putting
Yeah.
these shows out every week.
Thank you. We do too, man. Stay tuned, and you know, we'll definitely stay in touch, brother. You know, we'll get together. Hey, Arthur says no. That's the name of the town. He's like, I did throw in the question mark as a joke. He says it's between LBI and Seaside HTS, Seaside Heights, Ware Town,
Yeah,
W A R
yeah,
W A R E Town.
yeah, I've heard of Ware Town before. I just didn't know where in particular was, but I heard of it.
Bar Ivan Mesa, saludos, Bar from OC, California.
Saludos, Ivan. Gracias por la sintonía. See, that's my Spanish there.
Hey, if you want to watch us later, man, we're going to be doing a Spanish live stream
Yeah.
as well. So it's coming up at 2:30 our time.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that with Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom, anything else you want to share with us, brother? Look forward to seeing you next.
Yeah, I'm excited to. It looks like the lockdown's coming to an end soon. A couple states are starting to reopen. We're excited to get back into the norm. Hoping everybody's healthy. Thanks for tuning in. I'm not sure. I haven't been watching the Facebook on here. If you posted a link with the specials we have going with the Halos, so we had the live stream JMAZ specials. I assume somebody posted a clickable link. Otherwise, we could post it now.
Absolutely. And if you guys are looking for any specific quantities or any odd quantities and stuff like that, make sure you text them, call them. They'll be able to work with you even better.
Yeah, I was happy to help.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what I want to do is I want to show one of the KPODJ t-shirts that we're going to be throwing inside the swag bag. If you guys got 2 minutes.
Is it? I got the.
So it's a great shirt.
How's
Got,
the giveaway
KPO
happening?
on one side, KPODJ on one side, on the left, and then on the back, it has JMAZ lighting, and it says "Unwire Yourself" with the Arrow series moving head. So we're definitely gonna be throwing one of these in the swag bag. You guys take advantage of it. Make sure you comment. We'll be selecting somebody off of the comment section, and we'll send it out to you.
That's the fully wireless moving head, battery and wireless DMX wireless control.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your knowledge and your presence here, the wealth of information you guys both share with us, and look forward to seeing you guys sometime soon again at the next event. Till then, stay safe, and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.